Oh, hey everybody! I am the MoeChicken. Welcome to my storium. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Oh wait, did I do the delay? Hang on, let me make sure I did the delay. Did I do the delay? Yes. Okay, the delay is on. Yes. Welcome everyone. Good to see y'all. Sorry I wasn't here on Tuesday. I could not get it to work. It just wouldn't do. It just wouldn't do, which is a real shame for me because I honestly needed it on Tuesday, but I'll get into why shortly. Yes, hopefully everybody's doing good. Hope you've had a great week. We're going to be playing some N64 tonight. I wanted something kind of fun. Turn this down a little bit. I haven't played. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, good evening, Eden, Jimmy, and Dang Dang Dang. By the way, Dang Dang Dang, I think you are your suggestion is responsible for why I did eventually get it to work. I wound up having to like remove the source and then re-add it back in, and that updated the settings. So it may just be that like anytime I have to change the input settings on this stupid capture card, I'm gonna have to like delete the existing setting and then add it back in. I don't know, but yeah, so we're gonna be playing some well, I'll go ahead and switch. We're gonna be playing some Snowboard Kids. Is it making noise? Can y'all hear it okay? So since I did just add this back in, obviously I had to reset it up. So if the audio, like the sound is too loud or crunchy or anything's wrong with it, please let me know. But yes, welcome everyone. Yeah, well, I just want to play. I want to play something fun. I like Snowboard Kids. It's been a long time since I played it, so we're gonna do it. Here we go. String controller pack. Yeah, it's fine. All right, just start the game. It's fine. Yep. No, I don't. Yeah, it's fine. All right, I gotta be Jam. I gotta be my boy Jam Cunemund. Cunemund. Sound levels good, though you sound overdriven. Okay. Overdriven. I sound like I'm talking in an old landline. That's not good. Ah! Huh. Ah, crap. Flipping. Oh, no, not flipping. Flipping is bad. I don't want flipping. Alright. So muffled and or far away. I wonder if something changed over here. Fudge. It's just dandy. Doggone it, man. I got so excited that that the audio was working that I didn't even check that sort of stuff. Garbage. Been fun. It's not the worst. It still want to be audible. Input should be line. Yeah, this. What? Let's see. Device currently in use. Microphone test. Ha! Looks fine. It's kind of a vibe. Well, it's something, I guess, but not quite what I'm going for here. Okay. Did that change anything? Doesn't look like it did. Blah, 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 blah. No change? Let's see if this is set up. Speak a bit more. I can speak a bit more. I love to speak. It says it's this. It's got the right thing there. Why is it so quiet though? Lame. Okay. Well, I tell you what, I mean, assuming that you can hear me at least a little bit, we'll just go with it. This stream's a mess anyway. I just wanted to get one out. So hopefully it won't be too distracting. Hopefully it sounds fine. Oh, you can hear me fine now. Excellent. Excellent. Wonderful. All right, well. Custom voice surfer, dude. Oh, really? Fine. Guess I'm gonna be a surfer dude for a little while. It's actually kind of appropriate for like Jam Kinnaman, because he's sort of that kind of guy. But it's cool. All right, so we're gonna be playing Snowboard Kids. It's a super fun game. Oh, you did another one? Multiple? You want me to sing as though I were a surfer dude? You need me to sing if I'm a surfer dude? I can try to do that. I'll do my best. I'll do my best to sing while also maintaining this super sick accent. Yeah. I'm trying to combine the voices as best as I can. We're gonna go to the bird shop and he's gonna say, welcome. Did he say it? Welcome. Did he say it? I didn't hear it. I gotta hear it. I gotta turn up my volume so I can hear it. Welcome. Yeah, there it was. Welcome. Yeah, I love hearing this dog man say, welcome. It's one of my favorite things in this game. All right, I gotta change my board color if I can. I probably do the all around, really. A little one, yeah. I want to do the oh, which one's that one's cool. Let's do that one. All right, we've got our sick board now. We can go out and race. It'll be super cool. Alloyed impressions are fun. Like if you combine Kermit the Frog and Christopher Walken, you get John C. Reilly. I could probably do Kermit the Frog. I don't know if I could do Walken. Walken's hard. Like, it's so easy to get like just a little bit off with Walken, and it just becomes a mess. I'm gonna work it down. Yeah. So, how y'all doing today? Everybody having a good day? I hope you have had a lovely week. I've missed being here. Again, I really wanted to stream on Tuesday, but I just could not figure out why it wasn't working. To explain a little bit, I talked about this on my Discord, but dude, is it good to have a Mo stream? Well, I'm glad to see y'all here. I appreciate you coming out. Yeah, I have two capture cards that I use for streaming. One of them is an Elgato HD60X. That is the one that I used for whenever I do anything that's HDMI or anything that like if I want to record something at 60 FPS. So like when we were playing Walken seemed like it would be easy, and then it isn't. Yeah, when I did Legacy of the Rudra, I used the Elgato 60X. And since I got this new great, fantastic, blew myself up with a bomb. Super good. Since I got the streaming computer, or the dedicated streaming computer set up, what I decided to do was just kind of leave both of the capture cards hooked up at all times to hopefully reduce the amount of... I keep thinking, I keep trying to like power slide. It's been such a long time since I played this that whenever I feel like I keep defaulting to like Mario Kart rules and I'm trying to power slide constantly, and you don't do that in this game. Yeah, so I thought leaving them both hooked up would be a good plan. It would allow me to, I wouldn't have to like ever worry about like I would be less likely to have to worry about the USBs getting messed up or anything like that. What I didn't realize is that Streamlabs does not play nice with OBS, or Streamlabs does not play nice with the Elgato. I keep saying Elgato. That them there Elgato software, and it keeps on being finicky. And basically, the effect that what it is that the Elgato Game Capture HD. I don't think I actually ever finished that thought. Which is what I use both for capturing older games on my regular channel and also when I play older games or non-HDMI games on this. The reason I'm actually on like my third Elgato game capture HD. Some USB drives can also get burned out. Oh, I didn't know that one. That's interesting. How common is that? You kind of derailed me a little bit. How common is that? That's something I really need to worry about. I did not, like, I oftentimes do just sort of leave stuff plugged in. Okay, well, anyway. So the reason I like the Game Capture HD is it's the last Elgato capture, like, external capture card they sold that still has support for component, composite, and HDMI on the same unit. It's very flexible. Oh, I thought that was the last lap. Never mind. There she goes. And so it's been very flexible. I've used it for years on recording my regular videos, and it's been no issue. The problem, I think, really is with Streamlabs, and what it will do is that, like, it won't, like, recognize the card settings menu. I know that probably sounds weird, but basically, like, in order to allow it to, like, switch between the different settings, you know, like the HDMI versus composite versus component, in order to switch between those, you have to, like, tell it what it's going to expect. And in particular, it has one setting that's just PS3. That's what I've been using to do PS3. Because power is passing through them the entire time, whether or not you... Okay, so does that mean that I should, like... Does it affect the wire or just the device? I don't know which one would be better. Well, it's good to know. I might talk to you more about that later, Dan. Anyway, yeah. So you have to go to the settings menu, change the device, or change the settings so that you can record the right thing. And if I go through the Elgato software itself, works just fine, no issues. Yaha! Do you see that little, like, snowman going yaha on the left underneath tunnel? I love that snowman with his big old mustache. Yaha! Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so you just have to switch it, and it's no problem if I go through the Elgato software. It is just if I try to do it through Streamlabs. And so, since we've been playing Front Mission 3, which is a PS3 game, it's been set to the PS3, which means if I just play PS3, I won't have any issues. But if I want to switch it, that's where the problems come in, and that's what I was trying to do tonight. I was trying to switch it to the composite set. Oh, great. Great. This is good. This is good. This is what we want to do. We want to go up the mountain. That's how you snowboard. You go up the mountain. Yeah, I wanted to switch it to composite, and it just wouldn't do it. That was what I was trying to do on Tuesday. All snowmen should have mustachios. Bang Dang Dang does know things. It's impressive. I'm interested in this. Impressive. No, that's not his. I haven't even talked about the game yet. I'll get to it eventually. Anyway, that was a whole lot of talking about inputs and outputs and capture cards. The short of it is, it's been a headache, but fortunately, with a little help from my Discord, I was able to figure out how to get it working, and now we're able to play N64 for a little while. Although, again, this is just kind of a one-off stream, so I'll have to change it again when we play Front Mission 3 next, but whatever. That's for another day. Today is N64 day. So, that's that. Let's see, I guess I should also... I briefly mentioned it at the beginning of the stream that I really needed a stream on Tuesday. The reason for that is that my worst fears have been realized. Y'all may recall, forgive me for a little bit of trauma dumping here, I'll try and keep it brief. Y'all may recall I was a little concerned about the people I work for laying off people. Your boy got laid off this week. I lost my job on Tuesday. It's such a fun nostalgia burst. That's fantastic. I loved this game. I mean, I still think that 2 is the better option, frankly. But this one's still super fun. Anyway, yeah, so, I mean, as part of a cost-cutting measure, they did what they call reductions in force. And this isn't the last one either. They're going to do multiple of these. But my number came up. And it was it's frustrating. It's frustrating to everyone I work with. It seems nonsensical in a lot of ways. Like, I think I've explained what I do for work before, but well, I guess not anymore, but what I did for work. I'm a graphic designer working for a research company, and a lot of the success we've had on one of our bigger clients is because that client happens to be like a visual thinker, and so they brought me in, and like he'll just like draw something. You're just smashing the fascist. Like, he'd be like, I got this idea, and he'd draw something in a whiteboard, and then we just run with it. And I was the only person in my department that did that, and they're still like, we're gonna get rid of you. We're gonna keep all the other people, but we're gonna get rid of you because you're doing useful work. So, I don't know. Like, it was a shock to me. It's a shock to everyone I worked with. From what I have heard, everyone was trying to like fight tooth and nail to keep me. But, wait, hopefully I don't end up at a concentration. Wait, what is going on? Cyber, what's going on? Hopefully I get my job back in the war. I mean, there are positives to this. Like, again, I don't want to trauma dump for too long. Part of the reason I wanted to talk about it with y'all is, one, I had talked about it before, and two, I think talking about it helps me to kind of like normalize it in my mind. And so, if you'll forgive me for talking about it for a little bit, I do just kind of want to talk with a different audience, because I've been talking with like friends and family all week about it, and y'all are friends, and so I want to talk with y'all about it too. Anyway, yeah, so apparently like people fought tooth and nail to keep me, but it just wouldn't happen. I found out today that like the decisions for the previous reductions in force, they actually asked like department managers and like project leaders and stuff for advice on who to remove, and it was deemed too biased the last time, and so this time they're like, nope, y'all don't have any say in it. We're just gonna roll the dice. These people stay, these people go. And I goed. So anyway, the short of it is, tomorrow's my last day. I was talking to my dad about this earlier. I feel like I've actually been going in earlier and working harder this week to try and get like as much squared away as I can before I have to leave than I have in a while. Because like, for me, the biggest frustration, I think, aside from the fact that I don't have a job, is the knowledge that like, once I leave, the people I work with, my friends at work, all these people, they're gonna be the ones that have to suffer. Like, they're gonna be the ones that have to go to the sponsor and say like, we can't do that anymore. The graphics you've relied on for 5 to 6 years to grow your programs, sorry, they were deemed irrelevant and they're gone now. A little bitter. And so what I've been doing all week is trying to convert as much of that to a generally usable format as I can, so that after I leave, they'll have something. But so that's been the sucky thing this week. That happened, like, I got the email on Monday. I got the email on Monday at like 9:30, and yeah, things being unfinished and left other. It is frustrating, and it's not. It's like there is a little bit literal barrier in the fact that I made most of my stuff in Adobe Illustrator. Nobody else in my department uses Adobe Illustrator, which means none of those files will even be usable to my friends that are left behind. It's just going to be a bunch of dead files that, I mean, if they get Illustrator, if they find someone else who can do the kind of work I do, great. But as things stand now, they're just kind of like, it's just, all that work is just kind of like off limits. So anyway, so I've been spending a lot of time trying to get as much of that done as possible. And then today I had a meeting with my main boss, a guy named Greg, who has been, he's almost been like an extra father, frankly. He's a super great guy. And like, he's been looking after me pretty much the entire time I've been working on this project. And like I was talking about today, and he could tell I was still like waffling about wanting to make sure that like I had as much possible as going. He was like, all right, you've done great. You've done more than enough by us. The next 48 hours, you make sure you are set up so that when you leave here, like, stop worrying about us. We thank you for it, but seriously, stop worrying about us. So I spent a lot of time today trying to extract files from my work computer and then send them to my home computer. It is really sweet. That's the thing, is that like there's so much dissonance between all of the support and appreciation, all of the reach back and the people trying to help me, and that whole like, yeah, but also we don't need you anymore. That comes from like what I call the ivory tower, which is like the C-suite. I don't know. I'm trying not to be too bitter about it. I'm sure they had their reasons. I don't know what they are. I think it's short-sighted personally. You got laid off. Yeah, like you care about the people you worked with. Why are there penguins here? Wait, why are there penguins here? Why are there penguins here? These games canonically take place in the Rocky Mountains. Why are there penguins here? This is actually the second time I've been laid off too. I got laid off years ago from a different job, and actually, since Eden asked what's next for me, I guess we can move on. The reason that I got the job at the research company I guess work for until tomorrow, is because I got laid off as a graphic designer working at a factory many years ago. You got laid off, it was a relief. There's a little bit of that there, honestly, because I mean, the company I work for has kind of felt like a sinking ship all year, so part of me is a little bit happy that if I have to get laid off, I'm still being laid off at a time when they can offer a good package, and they did offer a pretty dang good package. I can talk about that if y'all are interested, but what was I saying? Work. Oh yeah, so the first time I got laid off, I went back to school, and I got this job, which has been a real boon for me. No, it's fine. It's fine. Again, I'm trying not to, like, I feel like if I was watching this stream and it was just the streamer being like, I got laid off and it sucks the entire time, I think it wouldn't be much fun. So I'm trying to keep things light. But was the same. Yeah, so I mean, that experience of being laid off the first time improved my life. It may very well be the case that this experience will also improve my life. And that's how I try and think about it. You know, just try and think positively. Remember the fact that even if, you know, the ivory tower didn't think my skills were useful, everyone else at Miter... Okay, well, don't worry about that. Don't worry about what I just said. Everyone else at the place I work did, and our government sponsors also greatly valued our work. So, like, I have no doubt that I still have marketable skills. Now it's just going to be a matter of figuring out how to do that, how to market. Yeah, I can tell you about this, severance. So, again, it's a very solid package. The way it works is, starting on Monday, tomorrow will be my last day in the office. I will no longer be able to go into the office or do any work related to my company after tomorrow. However, what they have offered is 2 months worth of administrative leave. What that means is that for 2 months, so basically until October 15th, I will be paid the same amount that I was always paid. I'll have the same income that I've had for all these years. I will have my health care. It will not be affected at all until October 31st. In addition to that, I will receive payouts for all of my time off that I didn't use. So it's called PTOB. It stands for part-time OB. I don't remember what the last part is. I get paid out for that. And then also, again, like, this is the nerve-wracking thing. Some people I've worked with have been like unsure about this. So I think this is how it works, and I hope this is how it works. But because I've been at the company for between 5 and 10 years, I will also receive severance equivalent to my salary for 8 weeks. So, assuming I understand all of how this works, I should be basically paid my salary from now until December 15th. Or the equivalent of my salary from now until December 15th. It is very good. It's much better than I was afraid it was going to be. And one of the things that's been super, like, super beneficial about this is that, wait, what are you saying? What are you saying efficiency in regards to? Did I do something dumb in the game? Oh, I didn't even notice if I did. I'm just kind of playing the game on autopilot, I'll tell you the truth. I'm basically just talking while I'm playing this game on autopilot, which is a shame because it's a fun game. Yeah, because all of these like financial questions were handled so like effectively, it's allowed me to focus mostly on like the emotional aspects of this and adjusting to having a new lifestyle. And a lot of that's going to start next week. You know, my plan this week was I was just trying to get everything as set up for the people I'm leaving behind as I could, and also setting myself up as best as I can for the future. Oh, paying people for not working as part of government efficiency cutbacks? Well, I mean, I'm not going to complain too much about them giving me a good coverage. Hopefully it doesn't come across as me being a leech or something. Sorry if it sounds that way. I hope that isn't how it came across. What was I saying? Yeah, it's allowed me to like focus on just trying to get myself set up as best I can. And next week is going to be all about figuring out how to Oh yeah, well thank you. Yeah, I mean I'm very appreciative that they gave such a good policy. And I mean I had no reason to, like, I would not have left or anything. Like if they didn't have to riff me, I would have stayed. I liked the work I was doing. I liked the people I worked with. But, you know, it was just decided that this had to be done. And like I said earlier too, like what I worry about is that, you know, the people I'm leaving behind, they are still at threat from future layoffs, which will be happening. And as things get more dire for the company, these packages will probably get worse. So like one of my friends, actually the guy who was in the office when I got my email, and he was commiserating with me. He's like, you know, we're all kind of on borrowed time right now. At least you're getting out while they can still pay you for it. So anyway, so that's what's been going on with me. So I'm next week's going to be all about trying to establish some sort of structure in my life. Because, I mean, it's been a long time, well, I guess knock on wood doesn't really work in this instance because I already got laid off, but, doggone it. Oh, that was stupid. That's going to lose me the race. That's going to lose me the race. Come on, Jam. Come on, Jam. Okay, good. I honestly probably shouldn't have won that one based on that idiocy. So, yeah, next week's going to be, like, about establishing structure, because it's been a long time since I haven't either had a job or been in school regularly. You know, it's like, it's been a while since I've had to, like, build my own structure during my days. And, I mean, I know me. I can waste time with the best of them. So, if I don't make a point of making sure that I have a, like, solid structure for what I want to accomplish, I will waste time, and that won't be good. So, it's two competing things. I'm very good at wasting time, but I also have a bad tendency to, I have very much an obsessive, like, sprint mindset as compared to a marathon mindset. And stuff like finding a new job, that takes time. That's a marathon thing. That's something you have to work at for a while. You know, like my dad was cautioning me about that too. He says, you know, like be aware that like these things do take time. You probably won't get a job, you know, not trying to, you know, be mean, but you probably won't get a job like next week. It's going to take a little bit, I imagine, and you got to be prepared for that. And so by like creating some sort of structure in my life, my thinking is I will be able to use that to kind of temper that side of my brain that wants to always be like sprinting and working, and it's like, if the problem's not solved, then you should go back to working on the problem kind of thing. So yeah, it's just gonna take work. It's gonna take work. But another thing, I've told y'all before, I have two sisters, both of them older. They were also both laid off recently. One of them got laid off. She's actually had a hard time. She's been looking for a job for a while. But she got laid off and had a rough time. When you've been out of work, you've forced yourself to apply for jobs 8 to 10 hours a day. See, that's what I mean, kudos to you for having that kind of drive, but like, that's what I'm worried I'm gonna do. I'm gonna completely destroy myself mentally by working like way too hard and like putting too much pressure on myself. That's what I'm worried about doing. And so like my oldest sister, who got laid off earlier this year but has since already found another job because she's just so good at it. She's a human resources manager. Yeah, and one of the things that she said, so when she got laid off, she had to kind of go through this same situation of like figuring out how to deal with it. And what she said, it's not good. Yeah, well, I mean, I am also a sprinter, so I get it. I'm trying to avoid getting in that situation because that will also affect my mental state, you know? That'll make me depressed. That'll make me feel more desperate. That'll cause me to withdraw, probably, which is another issue. And so when my sister had to deal with it, she was like, one of the things I did was say, what are things I can do now that I have a little bit more space in my life that I couldn't do when I had to go into work 5 days a week? What can I do now that I couldn't do before? I should do it now so that when all of this is over, I will not look back and think, man, I really wish I'd used some of that time when I wasn't employed to do such and such. And I think that there's a lot of logic to that. And so what she suggested I do was, you know, yes, develop some sort of rigorous structure that will help you find another job, but also create some sort of structure that relates to like things you want to do, things that you couldn't do while you were working regularly that you can now do because you've got this little bit of reprieve in terms of extra time. And so I've been trying to think about stuff like that. One of the things that I would like to look into is that Pico 8 thing. After the last time we talked about it, I did go out and get Pico 8. I'd like to maybe learn a little bit about that. Maybe I can make some sort of stupid little game. I've been meaning to put time aside to like improve my stream assets. I feel like my stream assets are, you know, they've been the same for years, and so this gives me an opportunity to do that. So, I mean, there are silver linings to everything, and I'm trying to be positive about it. I've had a rough week. You know, every day I wake up with like anxiety-ridden stomach aches. And, you know, it comes in waves. You know, every once in a while I'll think about like, oh, I won't see this person again at work. You know, it's like, I was talking about Greg earlier. I was thinking, I was like, oh, I'm not going to be able to say like, good morning, Greg. Or like, you know, he'll send me an email. I'll be like, I'll get on that. My unsolicited advice, divorce your self-worth employment status. Yes, it is a good thing to do. It's hard for me to do. Like, I fully support and agree with that mindset. I also have trouble doing it. because I actually was unemployed for a while after I left undergraduate. I think I've told this story before too, but you know, when I came out of undergraduate college, it was in 2008, I came out at a time when when a recession was starting, and I came out with a skill set that was not only untested, but also regarded as a quote-unquote soft skill. And people weren't interested in hiring. And so for like 5 years or something, 4 years, 5 years, I just kind of lived with my parents and worked crappy jobs, and that was my life. And I mean, you know, full thanks to my parents. I'm so glad that they allowed me to do that. And they did actually offer. They're like, hey, if you want to move right back down here, you go ahead. We can use you down here. You know, it's good to have a young guy around. We are more than happy to set you up again if you need to, which is very generous of them. I'm going to try to avoid doing it, but it is good to know that I've got that fallback. But, oh, that was a rock. Okay. Where was I going with that? Yeah, but I think because I had that long period of time where, you know, I wasn't a working, upstanding member of society. I was a bum who worked at Kohl's and lived off his parents. It was kind of hard to be proud for a while, and I would like to avoid that if I can. Plus also just for a self-worth and like a, you know, believing I can do it, and I'm going to come in fourth in this race, it looks like. Third, maybe? Third's good. Down with third. I'll blow myself up. So, anyway, I'm just trying to avoid that. We'll see. I've actually already gotten some suggestions from some of the people. Like, again, the people I work with, super caring. They reached out a lot. They've given me a lot of ideas. They've helped me out in a lot of ways. And I've already kind of got irons in the fire just because people were like I was planning to wait for all of that till next week, and one of the people I work with was like, no, this is who you need to contact. Do it today so you have as much time as possible to contact him. And so I did it today. So yeah. Can I buy that third one yet? Let's see. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. Welcome. It's not great. It's gonna be a change for me. Y'all might actually see more of me because yeah, I mean, it is true that there's a lot of that sensation of, you know, your worth is how much are you worth, that kind of thing, or like how many Instagram followers do you have, you know, what are you worth, what's your liquidity? It's like there's more to a person than that. So but I appreciate all the sympathy, and I'm sure I will let y'all know if anything changes. In the meantime, though, hey, you might see me more. You never know. Maybe I'll start streaming more often or something like that. Maybe I'll stream longer. We'll see. Living in Cali, you have to live with family? Yeah. Not enough. I mean, again, I really appreciate that my parents were willing to support me for so long. And it is actually because of that I have like a much stronger attachment to my parents, I think. Like I lived with my parents both as a child, but then also again as an adult, and that kind of like dual perspective has really helped me to kind of like, I don't know, improve my relationship with him. Like my dad, especially when I was younger, my dad is, you know, he's sort of an old-fashioned kind of guy. He was always the stern father, and you know, he worked long hours. He made sure everyone was taken care of, and he would leave at like 4 a.m. and then get back at like 6 p.m. Every day, or every work day. And I just kind of got used to the idea that it's like, oh yeah, Dad's there, but I mean, he's just the guy that fusses at me if I do something wrong. But you know, when I lived with him as an adult, hey, I super get along with my dad now. Like, we have a lot in common. We play Mario Kart together sometimes. In fact, there is a video on my YouTube channel of me playing Mario Kart with my dad. So if you ever want to hear what my dad sounds like, go find that video. It's called I think it's called MoeChicken Special or something like that. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, no shade towards anybody that has to live at home. I mean, I think that just based on the way like our country's inflation is working, based on the sort of like wealth disparities we're having, that sort of like multiple generations living in one house, which is a lot more common in other countries than America, will become more common. And I think that we have to, like, accept that. So I appreciate it, y'all. Anyway, we should talk about Snowboard Kids, because this is one of the coolest levels in Snowboard Kids, and I haven't even talked about it yet. I love this level. Like, this one particular level, for whatever reason, really captured my attention when I was a kid. I think it's the weird colors. Like, the fact that, like, sections of the course are just, like, weird colors, like purples and greens. It's very much like, did you ever play, in, GoldenEye 007, that one of the multiplayer maps was like, I think it was just called Caverns. And I don't actually, and maybe I'm exaggerating this in, you know, in my memory, but I seem to recall that, like, it had weird, like, garish colors on the wall. I have this strong recollection of, like, playing GoldenEye and seeing, like, really crazy colors on the walls. And this place kind of makes me think of that too. It's like, oh, there's a really strange decision for the colors here. But I loved this race. I just sort of like nighttime things in general, so. Who others played Snowboard Kids? Y'all ever played this game? I mean, I don't even know how famous this is. I mean, I think someone said earlier that they were super familiar with it, or nostalgic for it, but I've never been much of a sports game player for the most part. I didn't play sports at any point in my life, and so I don't really have much of a connection to them. You never played yet 1080? And so, like, this is sort of like the Mario Kart of snowboard games, I feel like. And it's got, you know, it's got fun cartoon characters, and I like it. And so I played a lot of this as a kid. Although, again, mostly it's the second one. I have a friend who, like, anytime he would come into town, we'd just sit around and play Snowboard Kids 2. Like, every time he came to town, we'd just play Snowboard Kids 2. And so I strongly associate that game with that friend. It has a bigger fan base now than when it was new. Really? That's good to hear. Did you know they actually made other ones? So there's Snowboard Kids and Snowboard Kids 2. There was a PlayStation version called, I think, Snowboard Kids Plus. I believe it was a Japanese exclusive. Ainamorte! Congratulations, Ainamorte. You got here just in time for the trauma dumping to be over. So congratulations on getting to avoid all of that. But yeah, there's like it's like an expansion pack version of Snowboard Kids 1 that I've never played, and I feel like I'd like to try it, but I don't even know, outside of the fact that it's got like a couple of extra tracks, I think, and I think 2 extra characters maybe. That's pretty much all I know about it. There's a DS game. I've never played it before. And I kind of want to, but I also kind of don't, because I saw, like, from what I've seen, they changed the art style for the DS game, and I think they also changed the character personalities a bit and made people, like, less fun. Like, they tried to make them more, like, extreme sportsy and just sort of, like, less cartoony. We share experiences and sympathize. Well, thank you. And I don't know, I mean, part of what I like about this game is that it's, like, cartoony and fun, so the idea of, like, adjusting that just to make things more extreme is kind of crappy to me. I'm not excited about that, so. Yeah, I never played the DS one, but maybe I'll try it someday. I think it's, what's the DS one called? Like, Snowboard Kids Next or something? Doggone it, we're coming fourth. I need a better board, I guess. Boo. Basically, Snowboard Kids' name only, yeah. I mean, look how cute the characters are. Everyone's got huge noses. All of the characters have huge noses, and it's adorable. And this dog says, "Welcome." Welcome. Have I have a new board yet? No, I'm not anywhere close to it. Don't I need 2,000 or 20,000? 20,000. I'm gonna get 20,000 G. Nope. It's not trauma dumping to experience an unfortunate thing and talk about it. Thank you, Black. Because abbreviations are extreme. We're too extreme to spell out the whole name. So cool. Maybe I should play it sometime. I don't know. I don't really have a DS capture device. Like we played DS games before, but that was actually kind of a. I had to kind of jerry rig that through. I'll just play some old races for a little bit. I had to jerry rig that through like a Wii U, to get that to work. All right, what's the money? We'll go with that. That's fine. So I don't know if I could get that to work, but I do love Snowboard Kids 1 and 2. They're super fun. I like them a lot.
Ready? Go!
One thing that I think is very funny about this game is that I think the Japanese name for this game is just Snowboard Kids, because throughout the game you can see little like signs and stuff that just says Snowbow Kids, like S-N-O-B-O-W, Snowbow. And as a kid, not really realizing that that was like a Wii U can do good DS emulation, yeah. Makes you wonder why it took them so long to make that officially available, but what are you gonna do? Yeah, as a kid, I didn't really realize that like games were called different things in different countries. And so I was like, why does it say Snowbow? Do they not know how to spell the word snowboard? It really made me laugh. I was like, why does it say Snowbow? I'll point one out if I see any anywhere. I think one of the other things I liked about this game as compared to the second one, though, is that there's a lot more illustrations in this one, which I like. I like when there are illustrations in games, so. Oh. Once again, I hope that everyone's had a good... certainly, I hope you've had a better week than I have. Yes, I will hop on my snowbow and ride down the mountain. Mega Man, we need to ride down the mountain on the snowball. Mega Man, get your snowball away. Actually, Mega Man did snowboard in Mega Man 8, come to think of it. Snowboarding was just kind of like a thing in the 90s. Like, I remember it just kind of came out of nowhere. And then suddenly, like, snowboarding was just a big deal. Have you ever been snowboarding? I have never snowboarded it before. I've never skied it either, but I've never snowboarded it. Seems like it'd be fun. I've tried water skiing before and I was terrible at it. I couldn't keep the skis like straight at all. It puts way more, like it put way more stress on my legs than I ever would have thought it would. I also think that probably snowboarding would be a bad thing for me, considering I've played so much Snowboard Kids, well, 1 and 2, and I would just assume that I can do all of these things, and that, like, you know, you could foolishly jump off of cliffs and it's not going to be a big deal. No, let me get it. At least, I didn't get to sneak in. Sometimes you can sneak in before people that way. Yeah, Mega Man 8 was good. I like Mega Man 8. I think it's a fun game, and I think it's got a great soundtrack too. The music in Mega Man 8 is like super like smooth and jazzy. I like it a lot, except for one song. Really do not like Clown Man's theme, but most of the others super like the song for Aquaman. Yeah, Aquaman. I was trying to remember if it was Aquaman if that was the superhero or if that was the Mega Man character, but it's actually both. His song is like super good, and like Searchman's song is super good. Yeah, Clown Man's theme is just kind of like it's just a lot, really. I mean, it fits the concept of like a clown. It feels like a clown's song. But it's kind of like annoying. Like, you spend so much time in that level, and there's just this like really aggressively like cheerful circusy sounding song the entire time, and you're like, can we stop this, please? Can we move on from this song, please? Oh, and Grenade Man's theme. Oh, Grenade Man's theme is good. Feels like an amusement park out to its benefit. That's a good way to put it. You know, I'd agree with that. So if I can mention something about this game that's different from the second one, in Snowboard Kids 1, per jump, great. Pro jump, you can only do one trick. So you can do a flip in any direction, you can do a board grab in any direction, or you can do a flip and a board grab. Or you could do the super trick, but that's it. And so you're actually kind of limited in terms of the maximum amount you can really make in races in this game. Snowboard Kids 2, if you can keep flipping, if you can keep, keep board grabbing, you can do it the entire time. You can get so much money from a single jump in Snowboard Kids 2. And so, like, I keep trying to do extra flips and stuff, and it's just not happening. Really silly. I also really like how the music in this game is, like, very positive and, like, encouraging sounding, you know? It's like, believe in yourself. Snow. Oh, you poop. Frickin' Tommy, man. That was brutal. No. Oh, she's still gonna go across. Yeah! I got second at least. That's good. Actually, speaking of the Mega Man 8 soundtrack, briefly again, there was a tribute album. I think it was called Mega Man Utopia. That was made for Mega Man, and it has a cool rendition of Clownman's theme. It's like less annoying because it's more varied. Like they have parts where it's like it sounds very much like the kind of positive like do 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 do. That's Tengu Man. Anyway, it's more varied. It's pretty cool. It's called I think it's called like Know or Show Your True Face or something like that. I gotta keep making money. Keep going, I guess.
All around.
Oh, side note, so we're playing Snowboard Kids, and I would be fine playing Snowboard Kids the whole time, frankly. Hey, hot dog, welcome! Welcome to the N64 stream. But yeah, I've got other games here. If y'all want to switch up, just let me know when you're ready. They're all racing games, though, just so you know. So I figured maybe we'd do some just racing stuff tonight. How you doing today, hot dog? Are you having a good Thursday? Are you having a good Thursday? I hope you are. No, I want to try and like sneak one in. You got to be very careful with which items you use in this game, which is again one of the things I like about it is that like all I guess I could explain that if it hasn't been made clear yet through what I've done. It's been a sleepy Thursday. Hey, it's not a bad thing. I woke up at frickin' 7:30 this morning and I couldn't get back to sleep. Like normally I would wake up around like I don't know 8:30, 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. I did get the N64 working. It's very nice because I was quite frustrated with it earlier this week. But yeah, I woke up at like 7:30 this morning and I couldn't get back to sleep. I was like completely awake as soon as I started. And I'm like, oh man. And I had a stomach ache too, so like I felt bad and I was fully awake. But what I did actually, which turned out super well, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go for a walk. And I went outside. I put on my shorts and my t-shirt, and I put on some sandals, and I just walked outside. And I had a lovely like 30-minute walk just around the neighborhood where I live. And I saw a dog named Toshi. I saw a dude that said good morning to me. He had cool shoes. I saw like hazelnuts on a tree. It was a good time. I mean, I probably would have rather be asleep, but if I couldn't be asleep, this was a good alternative. So I was pretty happy with it. Oh, I told y'all that I was fostering a cat this last weekend, right? Well, fostering. I was looking after a cat. It wasn't fostering a cat, but I was looking after a cat. I think I put a picture of her on the Discord. But yeah, I was looking after my buddy's cat Uzo. Her name is Uzo. And my friend he had to he did not have to go to the beach with his girlfriend's family, but it would have been pretty foolish for him to not go to the beach with his girlfriend's family. Unfortunately, he did not have nearly enough time to set up anything to manage his cat for the 5 days that he was going to be gone. And so he's like, look, I know it's a long time. If you'd rather... Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah. I'll try and put up a picture of her on the Discord after this. I also may have... It may be that I put it on, like, the Brutal chat and forgot to put it on my Discord. I'm not sure. But I'll put up a picture of her. Anyway, yeah, so he said, it's like, I know it's a long time. If you want to just come up here and, you know, just check on her a couple of days, you can do that. Or, you know, if you want to actually have her in your house, you can do that too. And his place is like an hour away from me. It's like an hour one way to get there. And so I'm like, I don't want to do that like multiple days this week. And so I said, why don't you just bring her down here? I mean, as long as she's not going to, like, you know, panic or like be super stressed out here. I don't mind looking after a cat for a little while. And, you know, it worked out very well. She, like, it's fortunate that she already knew me. Like, you know, my friends had this cat for years. So I knew her from visiting him sometimes. But, yeah, she just came down here and she was honestly a godsend, frankly, thanks to the frustrating problems. There are so many people in the Brutal Miss Discord. There's so many people. I mean, good for him. I'm glad he's got a big community, but it's diverse and varied, and I cannot keep up with it a lot of the time. What was I saying? Yeah, she was honestly a godsend considering everything that happened this week. It was very nice to not be alone in my apartment with my thoughts. You know, it's like, oh, there's a cat here. I'll look at the cat for a while and maybe pet the cat, and then the cat will run away from me. But I got to pet her a little bit. And yeah, it worked out very well. And she's a lovely cat. I think she's a distinguished lady. I think she's probably like maybe 6-7 years old. Not a young cat, but also not an old one. Pretty long-haired gray cat, big fluffy tail. Scared of everything. As you do. All right, let's try the night highway again. See if I can get it this time. But it was good. But yeah, he came by to pick her up yesterday, so she is now gone again. Which means I'm all alone in my house once again. But it's probably for the best. I don't have a litter box in my living room anymore, which is kind of nice.
Go!
I very enthusiastically vacuumed after she left. I was like, oh, I can finally vacuum up all this litter that's in my carpet now. Fantastic. Go away, litter. I'm tired of grains of sand lurking in my carpet. Ow. So that was nice. I honestly really enjoyed having a little cat friend. And he seemed to have a good time at the beach too. I already made an honest mistake there and apologized. Oh, at the BC. Apologized as soon as someone pointed it out, then spent the rest of the day having person after person reprimand you for a mistake you'd already apologized for. Yeah. This is the thing that I think is... It's kind of just an issue that I think as a society we are still learning to deal with. And this might be tin pot nonsense, so forgive me if I sound like a crazy person. But I have come to believe that modern society is sort of like two societies. You have the tangible, physical reality that we exist in, which carries with it its own social norms and etiquette. And then you have the virtual society that has built up via the internet that genuinely has different social norms, but those social norms are not universally observed, in my opinion. I think many people, whether intentionally or unintentionally, still use the same, or attempt to use the same social norms in the virtual society where they are inappropriate. One example of that, I would say, is trolling and the sort of like protection that anonymity provides you. Like, you think about people that are like really, really intense, obvious trolls. People that say like rude things to you just because they know you can't do anything about that. In real life, if that happens, you get punched in the face. Or at least you get some sort of punishment. Online, we have a veil of anonymity, which allows us to avoid that. And that's just a simple example of how social norms are different between the two environments. And getting back to what you were talking about, Dan, with sort of that, like, you apologize for something, but then people continue to berate you. I would assume, I mean, I don't know if it was the same people, but based on what you said, person after person, it sounds like it was different people as you went along. And I think that's indicative of the idea that, like, if you did something wrong in a room full of people and someone said, hey, you shouldn't do that, and you said, oh, sorry, my bad, everyone else in the room would have heard that. But if you said something wrong in a chat room and you said it at like 10 a.m. and then someone shows up at like 1 p.m. and they're going back through like all the stuff they missed and they see your comment, they're like, oh, well, I want to say something too. And it doesn't matter that so much time has passed to them because they just found out about it. All this to say, I get it. I mean, I think that a lot of people, like the BC has a wide variety of ages. People have grown up in different states, and you know, we all learn different things. So, I'm sorry that that happened to you. Though that's not much fun. I've had the situation where I had this one situation where I tried to make a joke, well, sort of a semi joke. It was sort of a complaint or like an old man yells at cloud kind of comment. That I really didn't think anyone was going to have much of an issue with. Different people all day. Ow. Oh, they didn't see the mistake, they saw the apology? Ugh, I'm sorry, yeah. That's not much fun. Yeah, one time, like, I made a comment. Just sort of a passing comment that I didn't think was gonna alarm anyone or upset anyone. I thought it was clear that I was kind of mostly joking, and it was about someone that I just saw in the mall. Basically, I saw this girl in the mall who appeared to be wearing a bra on top of a bra as her top. And I was like, wow, that's questionable. I felt like it was questionable, personally. I was like, that's an odd decision to wear to the mall, to wear what amounts to 2 pieces of lingerie as your outfit. And you know, I get it. It's times change, whatever. But so I just kind of like made a joke about it. I was like, oh yeah, I saw this person wearing like a bra on top of a bra. It's like, oh, can't believe kids are doing that these days, or something like that. And I got so called out as being misogynistic, as making it so that, you know, women have been reprimanded and abused for their attire for centuries, and I'm a part of the patriarchy. And like, I was like, dude, it was one comment and it was kind of a joke. Could you let me get away with a joke, or jokes? Okay, you know. And it's like, okay, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but that's a pretty strong reaction to just a passing comment about some girl I saw at the mall. Anyway, so I get it. Yeah, sometimes these things can happen. That's lame. I didn't make any money that time. I gotta go back to the previous level. But I'm glad y'all hang out with me on the Discord. You know, a smaller community makes it easier to keep up with things. And actually, to Ian's credit, recently he's been pretty communicative on the on his BC. Like I think I guess he's been in a better mood recently because he's been talking more. So good on him for that.
Ready? Go!
I'm going for an hour. Might have to intermission here in a little bit and get myself a drink. I got myself a bottle of water when I came in, but I didn't realize it was like a half full bottle of water. Oh, you read on the Plus version. Tell me more about it. What are the differences about the Plus one? Again, all I knew was I think there are extra tracks, and I know there's at least one extra character. Because I believe at least one of the extra characters was like a rival for Linda Martini or Linda Maltini, who's actually the character that it just passed me, who is like the spoiled rich girl of the group. And so they made like a second spoiled rich girl for her to compete with in the Plus version. It's 4 new characters. Oh my goodness. A narrative story. Ending cinematics. Oh, that's way better. That's a huge boost. Were you able to tell if it was Japan only, or was there like a PAL version or an American, or for that matter, American version? As far as I understood, it was just a foreign release. So 2 new courses. Oh, that's so good. I see you said something in a sec. Can you find a straightaway or something? Not being able to tell tone via text is... Yeah, I mean, it's probably true. Like, that's, again, speaking to that idea of, like, the differences in social norms, one of the things that you see as being a lot more important in communication via text online is mechanisms that are used to establish tone. It's Japan only, and nobody's done a translation patch. It is a PS1 game though, right? I have a region unlocked PS1. Maybe I should try and get it. I was listening to the Game Grumps today. Years ago, they played a game called Bishi Bashi Special. It's a PS1 game. It's like a mini game compilation kind of thing, but it's like really like crazy and sort of unhinged. That's a game that I would love to own. So maybe I'll try and find some Japanese PS1 games at some point. To finish the thought about what I was talking about with text and tone. Yeah, so there are like a lot of little things that are like more important in text communications to establish tone, that if you don't realize that's what's going on, it can be a real detriment. Like a good example is stuff like when you use an exclamation point or a period at the end of something. Like the difference between like, I hope you're having a great day, and you put an exclamation point versus, or like have a great day with an exclamation point versus have a great day with a period. Like when I say it out loud, you can hear the tone, but since it's just text, you have to use like punctuation to indicate the tone. And we don't have that much punctuation to work from. We've got just a few, so yeah, I don't know. C'est la vie. It's like WarioWare before. Yeah, it is like WarioWare before WarioWare. It's a super. I guess it's a fun-looking game. I've never played it, but it does look like it's a good time. Actually, come to think of it, I wonder. Cyber, you might know this since you're so tuned into arcade machines. I'm gonna guess that Bishi Bashi Special, which is what they played on Game Grumps, is actually a home console update of an arcade version. of Bishibashi? Because it seems weird that they would call like if there's only a Bishibashi special, it's weird that they called it Bishibashi special and not just Bishibashi. You sometimes overuse emojis because of the tone issues. Yeah, I get it. Like, again, speaking to sort of like different social norms, if you know these things, then you can respond to them. But if you like don't, like if you grew up at a different time and like these things aren't second nature to you, then you know you can make an accident and say something terrible and not even realize what you did. So it's just something I think that as a society we're gonna have to figure out. You know, we're gonna have to figure. Oh, good! I can finally buy the stupid board. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Welcome.
Welcome. Bishibashi. Bishibashi Special was released in Japanese and Japan and Europe. It's an improved version of the arcade PS1 original. Arcade and PS1 original. Okay. So there's a PAL version. Ooh. Well, a PAL version would be in English. Maybe. Well, probably in other languages too, but might be in English. That's good information. Thank you.
This thing.
But yeah, it's a super fun episode if you like if you like little like Game Grumps one-offs. So to explain a little bit, I've been watching a lot of Game Grumps playlists this week because, as you might expect, I wanted something to cheer me up, and as much as I enjoy Ian's work, he's definitely a quieter individual than the Game Grumps, and I needed something like loud and boisterous, and so I've been doing a lot of GG recently. Dead Zone. Let's do the Dead Zone. There appear to be many Bishibashi arcade games. Ooh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that they played Bishibashi Special, but I didn't know. Again, I didn't know that there was a arcade one, or there was a PAL one. It's such like, at least in the past, it was such a commonplace thing to just have English text in Japanese games that I just sort of assumed that maybe they would just have English text anyway. You usually like the GG one offs more than the long-running series. It kind of depends. I definitely liked a lot of their old, like, I mostly spend time with their older content just because, one, I kind of view them as like more. One is called Salaryman Champ. That's amazing. That sounds like a Incredible Crisis a little bit. Yeah, like I also think that in the past, especially when Dan was new in the show, they played a lot of older games just to make him more comfortable. Like they played a lot of NES and SNES and like stuff like that. And I mean, those are the kind of games that I have interest in. You know, go figure, based on what I do, based on what I play. So like, yeah, I often spend time with their old stuff. Although, to their credit and to my delight, they do still every once in a while play old games, usually as like just one-offs or maybe like a 2-episode series. Like I would strongly recommend the Fester's Quest 2-episode series they did. That was a wonderful time. It's not even a game I played growing up or anything. It was just like, it's just really fun. And then recently they did a video on a game called Wacky Races, which is based on the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. That game looks sick, man. It was like looked really fun. Wish I had that game growing up. So yeah, I mean, they still do old stuff sometimes. And actually, one of the things that I like that they have done a couple of times are when they play like old FMV games or like weird Sega CD games, or they played something recently called Limbo of the Lost. I haven't actually watched it. I saw the videos of it. Or I saw the thumbnails for it. It kind of looks like it might be one of those weird old games. Either that or it's like a modern game that's meant to look old and weird. But I don't know. I just like old weird stuff because I'm an old weird chicken. What are you gonna do? I like old stuff. It's incredibly bad. Oh, is it worth watching? I haven't seen it. It's very entertaining. Oh, okay. Well, I might have to watch it then. I also got to catch up on frickin' Brutal Moose's Kyrandia 2 VOD yesterday. I missed it, and I'm so upset about that. And I have to catch up on Mega Man Zero 2, which One Blackfoot has been playing, and I've been looking forward to seeing you play Mega Man Zero 2, and I haven't even caught up on Monday because too much has been going on this week. So I got a lot of stuff to watch. It's terrific bad? Yeah, put up the VOD. Put up the VOD. Let me watch things. So yeah, I got a lot to watch, but I'll get to it eventually. I'll be honest, you know, when I had a job, and I would be working on like art or something at work, I would often have like VODs or YouTube playlists or stuff like that going in the background, so it was pretty easy to keep up with it when I was gainfully employed, but this week has been so hectic that I really have not been keeping up with my YouTube watching. Did I see the cat news? I know about Shadow the Cat. Last I heard, they still had not really heard back from the indicated owners. And from what Ian was telling me the other day, it sounds like he's getting a little bit attached to the cat. So MJ might wind up with a housemate soon. But unless that's been officially announced or something. Good. Have y'all heard this idea of the cat distribution network? I guess you'd call it a meme. Cat distribution network meme. I heard about this the other day, actually in reference to Shadow. But it's like this idea that like there is an organization called the Cat Distribution Network that determines when people need a cat, and they will send a stray to a person's house when they need a cat. And it sounded silly when I first thought about it, but that's what happened to my parents. That's how you got Toonses? Toonses the driving cat. Fantastic. Yeah, my parents, it's actually kind of a sad story. Their first cat, Dolly, originally showed up. So my mom was a gardener. She likes to work out in the yard. And she'd be out there working on working on flower beds or something like that. And she'd see the cat come around, and she got used to seeing it. And she was like, she started singing the Hello Dolly song from the musical Hello Dolly. So it was like, hello Dolly, well hello Dolly. And she didn't know this cat. She didn't know who this cat was. She just thought it was a random stray that was in the area. Well, the cat became more and more and more attached to my mom. And eventually mom tried to not engage with the cat as hard as she could. She's like, we don't need a cat. I don't need a cat. We're just fine. We don't need a cat. We don't need a cat. Eventually they gave in and started feeding the cat. But what they found out, and my mom knew that other people on our street had cats, and so she went around and she said, are you missing a cat? She described the cat as a gray tabby, which Dolly was, and she's like, are you missing a cat? And everyone said no. They're like, no, we have all our cats, no issues there. And so eventually mom was like, well, I guess this cat doesn't belong to anyone. And so they brought her to the vet. They made sure she was okay, and then started taking care of her. Well, a little while later, one of our friends from up the street, the dad of one of my best friends growing up, I'm still gonna get fourth in this stupid race. Doggone it. I did so well on the second lap, and I thought it was the third lap, and it wasn't, and it made me sad. Oh, hey, there's some of those Snowbow Kids billboards, by the way. Snowbow Kids. Ugh, still got fourth. Boo. Yeah, so sometime later, this guy, the dad of one of my close friends growing up, he came by and he said, "Hey, have you seen my cat?" And my mom was like, "Well, what's it look like?" And he held up like a picture of her on his phone, and Mom's like, "Yeah, that's Dolly." And sure enough, yeah, Dolly the cat was actually Tiger the cat from this guy's house.
All around.
But the tragedy was, I get from what I understand, Dolly, just call her Dolly. Dolly was like the only female cat in a house full of like 6 other cats, all the other of whom were male, many of whom were very young. And she was just so sick of dealing with this fraternity house that she decided she wanted to live somewhere else. And so, as tragic as it is, basically, eventually, this poor guy just had to be like, the cat stopped coming home, and like when he called for her, she wouldn't come anymore. And he's just like, I guess it's your cat now. You know, I've known you guys for years. I know you'll take good care of her, but she decided she wants to live with you. So it's like, it's kind of a really sad story for him, but I mean, the cat was taken care of. She lived a good life, so I guess great. Until she died mysteriously. We still don't actually know how Dolly died. She just kind of like, one morning she was dead. It was the strangest thing. Like, they brought her, they didn't give her an autopsy, but they asked the doctor, and the doctor said, or the veterinarian, they said no, she didn't like choke or anything like that. She doesn't show any signs of like trauma. She just seems to have died. So that was mysterious. And so then their next cat though, Nellie, actually, freaking Tommy, fall down again. Their next cat, Nellie, just kind of like appeared in a bush one day. One day, you know, we were sitting in the backyard, as we often do, and they, like, my parents feed like squirrels, and they feed birds and stuff, and they saw that like there was an animal in the bushes eating the bird seed. And it was a cat. It was this cat that, like, it was a like a wild cat, like a little kitten too. It was like a very young cat, and it was just so hungry that it was just eating the bird seed. And so gradually over time, Mom and Dad found out how to like get this cat to be more, and you know, they started giving her actual cat food. And at first she was like super skittish, and she's honestly still pretty skittish, but yeah, gradually the cat distribution network worked, and my parents have a cat, and honestly, I'm super grateful for it. I kind of think they needed a cat, or some sort of animal. I think it has really helped their lives, so. Anyway, that's a lot of talking about cats. Sorry. Kind of rambled on there for a while. I still don't think I could manage a cat, though. I think it would still make me too panicky. Like, I enjoyed having Uzo around this weekend because I knew, you know, I was going to give her back to my friend at the end of the weekend. It's like I knew she was not my responsibility for years and years. She was my responsibility for a few days. And I think that was what allowed me to kind of, like, enjoy it more. Kind of, you got Toonses. We've been chasing him off because he was hunting birds. He kept hanging around. Winter came and he was huddling against the house. Oh, poor guy. We let him in. Stay in the garage a while. Yeah. Like, I've always been a dog person more than a cat person. I like dogs because I just understand them better. Cats are kind of a mystery to me still. Like, I've never been the favorite of any cat, you know? You know how cats always have, like, a favorite person, and they have, like, secondary humans, and then they have the bottom dwellers. I've never been anything better than secondary. I've never been the favorite. And I think a lot of cat lovers know the joy of being the favorite of the cat in a way that I never have. And so I've always been sort of like, the cat's like, okay, yeah, I could just as easily kill you, kind of thing. But I mean, you know, I like cats more now because my sister has cats and my parents have cats. And I feel my friends have cats. I feel like I know a lot of people with cats. And so even if they're not my favorite, I still understand them better than I used to. So I'm okay with them as long as they're not being mean. I mean, I think a large part of why I didn't like cats when I was younger is because I was kind of like traumatized. Not traumatized, it makes it sound extreme. I grew up, that same friend that I mentioned that originally owned Dolly, he had a cat growing up who had just the best name for how mean she was. Her name was Griddlebone. Griddlebone the cat. And she would hiss, she would bite, she would scratch anytime I got near her. She wanted nothing to do with me. And I just grew up thinking, oh, this is what cats are. They're just mean. Cats just hate me, so I won't bother with them. Dogs like me, cats don't, though. Oh, I got used to that. But no, I mean, I get it. Cats are just different than dogs. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, if I screw this race up again, we might just move on to another game. I didn't realize I was gonna get so stuck at this point in the game. I guess I could do the other 2 races so we can at least see them. I wanted to complete the game, get gold and everything, but Griddlebone, that was her name, Griddlebone. It's so intense, right? Like it's such a perfect name for like a grouchy cat. Griddlebone. Put a collar and a tag that read, "Am I your cat?" with a number. A couple months go by. Take him to the vet. Let him in the house. Eventually get a call from his original owners. They adopted 10 cats and fostered them in a barn. You're hoping to adopt out anyway, so oh, great. And you got yourself a driving cat. I mean, how many people can say that? You got a driving cat. Toons is the driving cat. Fantastic. All right, let's just do the other races. We'll just do the other 2 races so y'all can see them, and then we'll move on to something else. I'm glad to be streaming. I don't want to think about tomorrow. I'm not excited about tomorrow, but I am glad to be streaming.
Go!
I like the crazy song for this one. So this is a thing with me, in particular with the N64. I feel like the N64 is when I started thinking about like racing games having like, there's a penguin up there. There's a bunny over there. Weird. Racing games having like a lot of like branching paths and like secret ways. Like I always think back to San Francisco Rush, and maybe this is overblown in my mind. I haven't played it in years, but I feel like I remember San Francisco Rush having like a lot of like little like hidden branching paths and like other ways you could go to get through the race. And I just thought that was like super cool. And I feel like this race in particular is one of the first ones where like going on the branching paths is really like viable. Because you might have noticed in the last race, there were a couple of places where there were like signs that said like pointing in. And it's like, oh, this is like a side path. They're just kind of too hard to really use effectively, unless I guess you're really good at the game. I guess I'm not. I thought I was better at it than this, but I guess I'm kind of a sucky player right now. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's super cool. I like branching paths and like other ways to get through. I don't know. I like that kind of thing. I do find myself regularly wanting to play Everywhere Road Trip again, though. I really enjoyed... Like, thank y'all so much for letting me play Everywhere Road Trip on stream. I really enjoyed that series. I love that game. It's so much fun. What a fun idea for a game. It's like a racing game, but there's like all this other stuff you can do. I mean, I guess that's kind of what Mario Kart World was, but San Francisco Rush was the first game to popularize that. Okay, yeah, there we go. Hello, Darkman. Welcome, Darkman. I hope you're ready for some 64. 64. Actually, if you want to play, I could go get San Francisco Rush. If you wanted to do that. I'll go ahead and say that the other two games that I have here are Extreme G and Mario Kart 64. Because I honestly thought that I might just play Snowboard Kids the entire time. But I wanted to have like alternatives if it didn't work or something. That's also like when you let them point guns at you. Yeah, well, I mean, these are the services that Darkman provides. You know, we can always know when Darkman's here because that's when the mortal threats come out and I'm in danger. So thank you, Darkman, for always placing me in mortal danger. Very kind of you. Very much appreciated. I'm glad I don't have to worry about that at any time. I honestly don't even know if this pathway is of benefit to go down. Like, I don't know if it's an actual shortcut or just an alternative path, but I do like going down it. It goes to the woods and there's a bear. It's Baloo the bear. Oh, in other news, one of the more positive things that's happened recently, I managed to finish Romancing Saga 2. So now I can say that I have beaten all 3 of the Romancing Saga games. Admittedly, I would still like to have played it on the Super Nintendo at like it was originally designed, but it's just not viable. Nobody's translated it, and nobody will. Nobody's interested in translating it. I actually I joined a Discord of a translation group online. Actually, the same people who did the translation for Legacy of the Rudra, Eon Genesis. I joined their Discord to just kind of like ask some questions and hopefully not make a nuisance of myself. And they, you know, they made it pretty clear. There's like, it's like, yeah, these are all just passion projects. They're always, you know, it's always motivated by people that have the skill set and really want to see it happen. And for me, I was like, well, I'm the classic example of an enthusiastic incompetent is how I described it. It's like, I don't know anything about, you know, coding translation in games. I don't know enough about Japanese to really do a full translation. And so I would love to help, but I can't do it myself. And so if no one's interested in it, I guess I just got to give up. But yes, as for how it was, I really do recommend Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven. That's the 3D remake that they came out with, I think, earlier this year. It's a great way to play the game. It has options to keep things as close to the original as possible. Like, I'm a little bit ashamed of this, but I played through the whole game on what they called hard/classic mode. Because again, I wanted as authentic of an experience as I could get. But damn it, I couldn't beat the final boss. So eventually, after trying to beat the final boss like 7 times and screwing up like 3/4 of the way through, just because I just ran out of resources, I was like, you know what? I really just want to see the end of the game. I just want to beat it. And so I bumped it down to normal. So, as regards most of the game, I am exceptional, but alas, at the very end, I am but a normal chicken. So, but it was fun. It's a really cool game. I would say the thing you have to know about it is it's not a game you want to go into if you've never played a Saga game, or if you've never played one of the more open world Saga games, like the Romancing Sagas or Saga Frontier, because it does demand a lot of you. In terms of like your willingness to go out and find things and like make, you know, find the plot basically. But that being said, the remake gives a lot of means to find the plot. Like, no, Revenge of the Seven is a remake. It is actually it's a remake slash reimagining of the original game. And like right now I've been playing just kind of like I don't know if I'll even finish it, but I've been playing the HD remaster, which I still don't think looks very good, but I've been playing that on Vita, and I'm definitely missing some of the niceties that they put into the remake. So if you really want to play Romancing Saga 2, I would say Revenge of the Seven is probably the best entry way to do it. Since I've never played all the way through the original, I don't really know how close it is to the original, but
All around.
I enjoyed myself. I thought it was super fun. And like one of the things that I was most concerned about when I was playing it is it's got kind of a permadeath thing going on, where like, you know, for those who have, you know, watched me play Romancing Saga 3, you may recall there's this idea called LP, which it stands for life points, and it is in effect a description of sort of like the total vitality of a person. So a character will start with a certain amount of LP, let's say 10, and each time they fall in battle, they'll lose 1 LP. And if they lose all of their LP, they're considered to be dead. Well, in Romancing Saga 3, big weird yellow Kirby over there, in Romancing Saga 3, they changed it so that you can restore your LP by just staying at an inn, which allows you to have, that was unfortunate, which allows you to have like characters that you can get really like used to and stuck with. Hey, Echo, welcome. Stopping by, you must swiftly go thrift in a jiff. That sounds fun. I hope you find some cool stuff. I almost never have any success with thrift stores, so you know, I'm envious of the people that find cool stuff with them. That ain't me. Anyway, in Romancing Saga 3, they made it so that you can restore your LP by just sleeping in an inn, which means that you get more attached to the characters and you get more used to what they can do. In Romancing Saga 2, though, you cannot restore LP except by finding a very uncommon resource. There's like an item that you can find called Anima Draft, which will restore 1 LP per usage. And I think in the game there may be 10 of them, if that many. I think I only found like 7 or 8. But I know I didn't find everything in the game. So what this means is that you have to just be very like careful during battle. And when I first played the original version, I was like, oh, well, this is kind of annoying. I wish it was like Romancing Saga 3, where, you know, there wasn't quite so much of a dependence on like not like keeping your characters at like full health all the time. The water does look kind of bizarre. It looks kind of like some sort of like warp factor or something. It's a very strange kind of like texture. So I was really paranoid about that when I first started playing Revenge of the 7, but you know, oh my gosh, the bomb was just chasing after me. It's not nearly as bad as I expected it to be. I think in total, I only ever had 3 allies completely die at any point in the game. You know, that's not like running out of HP in a single battle. I mean, like running out of their LP completely. And it was upsetting every time. You know, every time it happened, I felt like I had, you know, personally failed this person. It's like I wasn't a good enough emperor for you. I didn't save you. So I don't know if that sounds interesting. If it sounds interesting to be like more attached to your characters and stuff like that, I'd recommend it. It was a good time. You had no idea that this was so Mario Karty? Snowboard Kids? Well, so Echo, are you familiar with Snowboard Kids? Snowboard Kids 1, which is what we're playing right now, is not actually the one I've played the most. I played Snowboard Kids 2 mostly because, and it's sort of like a Mario Party 1, Mario Party 2 situation where like Snowboard Kids 2 is Snowboard Kids 1 with more bells and whistles. They had more time to refine the concept. And that's pretty much what you have with Mario Party 1 and Mario Party 2. Mario Party 2 is a significant refinement while still being very similar to the original game. That's kind of how I feel about the two of them, but they are still both very, very fun games. They're gonna get fourth again. Oh no, it was the second lap. Never mind. That was just 2 laps. Jesus. This costs a fortune now? Ooh, I didn't know that. That's definitely one nice thing about having grown up through when a lot of these games came out and like just keeping my collection over the years. I got a lot of stuff that would be hard to find just because I bought it at a game when it wasn't, or bought it at a time when it wasn't hard to find yet. Like that's how I got DuckTales 2. That's how a friend of mine got Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers 2, is he just bought it when it was new. That's also how I got the English version of Hagane, which is probably still the thing I'm most proud of owning. Because that is a very hard to come by game. For those who don't know, I'll just gloat a little bit here. The Super Nintendo game Hagane is it's like a platformer. It's honestly not like, it's a cool game, but there's not really anything that stands out about it except for the fact that the English version of it was never officially sold in stores. It was only ever sold to Blockbuster video chains, which means every version of Hagane in English would have to come from a Blockbuster video. So like mine has a big Blockbuster video label on the front of it, which is also kind of fun. But it's super cool, and I got it at a flea market for, you know, not exorbitant prices. Screw you, Tommy! I got it. No! 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 Good! Well, third's better than fourth, I guess. Snowboard Kids, $500. Oy. Costs a large fortune, as does Bomberman 60. I also have Bomberman 64 too. What do you think about that? I've never beaten it before, but I do have it. Bomberman 64 2, The Second Attack. Oh shoot. Okay, well we're almost okay. All right, well we'll just play Snowboard Kids tonight, rather than moving on to other games. If y'all want to play more N64 in the future, we can do another hodgepodge. I'll probably just call this one, rather than calling it a hodgepodge, I'll just call it Snowboard Kids 1. Unfortunately, I won't have opened up the extra races. There are 2 other races you can get in this game. Mount Silver and is it like Cherry Hill or something like that? The Blockbuster thing has been debunked. Really? Can you explain so what was the deal? That's not the case. It's not a situation where like you could actually buy it in stores. Well, shoot, man, that rains on my parade a little bit. I thought I had a fun story about this game. I guess it does still have the label on it, so. Did you ever play Forsaken 64? I have not. I remember what it looked like. Like, I remember seeing it in Nintendo Power when it was coming out, and I've seen the cartridge before, but as far as I know, it's like a spaceship combat game, right? Like it's almost like a Twisted Metal, but it's you fly around in like spaceships and stuff. Oh, maybe I have the wrong game then. That's what I thought Forsaken 64 was. It was never exclusive. Oh, it was never exclusive to so it was never exclusive to Blockbuster, but was it exclusive to rental places? Like, could consumers buy it outside of like a Blockbuster? I think that like if I'm thinking about the right game, it's like Descent in the way you play it, but whereas Descent was kind of like exploring an environment, I think Forsaken 64 was very much a you gotta kill this other person. It was very much a combat centric kind of concept. I think if it's the game I'm thinking of. Ow! Freaking guy. It was sold to be told. Oh man. Boo! Oh, my fun story is no longer valid. Boo! Lame. Oh well. Still, I mean, it's still cool to have, absolutely. But, oh, my fun story. I can't tell it anymore. No. Oh well. C'est la vie. Better to know than not. I think probably Hagane. Well, yeah, I'm still proud of having Hagane. I think Hagane and Snatcher are the two things that I feel like are the coolest that I have, you know? Although, I'll be honest with y'all, I've actually been thinking maybe I should, like, liquidate some of my games collection, especially games that I don't play. I do still have the Blockbuster stick. That is true. God, Ross is nearly pushing you up this chair. This is cat ass. And I do have a more fun story. Okay, that's fair. Good way to think about it. Good way to think about it. But yeah, like I was thinking sort of from like a gamer morality perspective. I was like, you know, because I'm sitting around on this copy of Snatcher, other people can't play Snatcher. You know, it's like, this is a limited quantity. This is something that's hard to get your hands on. Should I really just keep it in a hoard for no reason? So I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll sell Snatcher back. I do love Snatcher though. That was a fun game. I actually kind of regret that I recorded that one when I did, because I think I could probably do a better job with it now. Like I think my microphone setup is better. I think I would be able to handle the jokes better than I did back then. So I don't know. Maybe I'll play Snatcher again at some point. It's a fun game. Snatcher is the Kojima one. Yes, Snatcher is the cyberpunk camera. Would you please? Camera? Thank you. It's the one about like body snatchers, like robots taking the bodies of humans. It's really good. It's a fun game. It's like a exploration mystery kind of game. And again, I did a full series of it on my YouTube, but I just wish it was better. You know, I feel like I could have done better. It is very Blade Runner. It is very, like, I mean, it fully claims to be Blade Runner. Like, right up front, it's like, this is for all the cyberpunks out there fighting against crime or something like that. And it's like, oh, okay. It's good though. And actually, there was a sequel to it that I think was released for like NES or Game Boy or something. It's called like Snatcher SD, I believe. And it was like a puzzle game or something. But the original is super good. I really like it. Actually, a fun story about the original Snatcher. Like the game, I think originally came out on like PC 98 or like it's probably MSX2, considering who did it. But yeah, it came out in one of those old like early 8-bit micros, and then they remade it for Sega CD. But from what I understand, one of like, for those who don't know, Hideo Kojima comes up with some pretty unique ideas. Oftentimes, if you're not familiar with the man, comes up with some pretty unique ideas for this and that. And he really likes, I think he really likes the idea of changing the way people think about interacting with games in a lot of ways. That's why so many of his game design ideas are so unusual, is because I think he has this real fixation on, like, I want to make people interact with my games in a way that they don't other games. And so one example of this is he wanted to put people ill at ease when they were playing Snatcher. And so one of the ideas he had was, what if we put a thin coating of a sort of like what do you call it? Scratch and sniff is the best way I can put it. Whatever they use to make scratch and sniff things, and we make it smell like blood. And the idea being that as you play the game, the disc will heat up as it's, you know, running in the CD-ROM, and as you're playing the game, your room will slowly smell more and more like blood. Isn't that like a crazy idea? Oh, it's so weird. I don't think they actually did it, but holy crap, man, that's such a weird, crazy idea. I love it. Oh, is NSX? Okay. You know what, guys? I don't know if we're ever gonna get to see those last races. My room smells like burned pine as you did your first laser etch. That's fun though. It's fun home creative thing. Let's do some of these. Do some of these before I quit. Like speed fans to do the fastest time. Okay. Slide down fast. Slide down faster. Slide down even faster. My apartment smells rich mahogany, filled with many leather-bound books. What is that originally from? The rich mahogany with leather-bound books.
Ready?
I feel like I've heard that like meme a lot, and I don't really know where it's from, but it is funny to me. Just the guy bragging about like how elegant and sophisticated he is. Makes me think of the Dos Equis guy. Blech. It is from Anchorman. Okay, I get it. Yep, I can see that. Absolutely comes across as an Anchorman thing. Wait, oh, it's just one go?
Thank you.
Oh, I thought I was gonna do multiple laps. You thought I was just bragging? Yes. My home smells of rich mahogany and is filled with many leather-bound books. Of course. Of course. Oh, well, that was pretty easy. Let's do something else. Do something else. You must away. Ah, well, enjoy your thrifting. I'm gonna quit here in just a little bit, so we're not gonna be playing too much longer.
All around.
All around.
Ready? Go!
Like, speaking again to how the second game really just kind of like upped the kind of style and like substance of this game. Like they still have the same set of specialty races: the speed game, the trick game, and the shoot game. But they gave them like a plot in the second game. Oh, so good. So good. So good. Well, now what the heck? We both got 20. How come I'm second and he's first? We should be co-first place. All right, let's do the trick game and that'll be it for tonight. And thank y'all again for letting me talk earlier. I do appreciate it. It helps to get it out, you know, to talk about all that stuff, and
All around.
you know, hopefully this will just lead to
Ready?
Why you go play second fiddle? I know, right?
Go!
I'm so bad at the trick game. Oh, I'm so bad at the trick game. Why am I... Let's try. Sorry again. Retry.
Ready? Go!
No. Doggone it. I really do appreciate it because, you know, talking about it will get it out, and you never know. Like I said, the first time I got laid off, things got better in my life. Maybe things will get better again.
Hey! Ouch!
Literally my stream. I get where you're coming from, and I do appreciate that mindset. At the same time, I just feel like,
Great!
you know, people show up to a stream to have a good time. And I don't know, I feel like I would be, like, to me it feels like I'm doing something wrong, but I do appreciate it. And I'm glad y'all are so considerate, so thank you. Wow, whole 20 points. Big winner. Big winner. The trick game in the second game is a lot easier, put it that way. Are you getting money for this? That's nice. Yeah, no kidding. Oh boy. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Oh. Alright, y'all. That'll be it for tonight. I'll be back next week. You know, obviously things will change. Next week. I'll probably talk some more about the odd places my life will have taken me. But, again, thanks for coming out. Hope you enjoyed Snowboard Kids 1. I am the MoeChicken. This has been Snowboard Kids 1. And thank you for stopping by my house that smells of mahogany and is filled with leather-bound books.